Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. Our top story tonight, the U.S. Attorney says West Virginia was overcharged more than $1 million by a consultant that handled long-term federal flood relief money from the state's deadly 2016 flooding.
And as Bob Aaron tells us, that company has agreed to repay $1.2 million for the work it didn't do in 2017 and also in 2018.
West Virginia's response to rebuilding housing damaged or wiped out in the deadly June 2016 floods saw it hire Horne, a Mississippi company, as a consultant in dealing with multi-million dollars in federal flood relief. The video in this news report of the 2016 flood and rebuild are not necessarily from Horne's work. Its billing came under scrutiny when its $900,000 contract ballooned to $18 million. The state declined to pay that, but eventually bought the data Horne obtained for $6.7 million. Now, acting U.S. Attorney Lisa Johnson alleges Horne padded costs, claiming $1,850 for inspecting each of 48 damaged homes, which were actually vacant lots, and billing $1,650 for each of 72 repair estimates where there was nothing to repair. The U.S. Attorney says it also claimed credit for work done by volunteers. The state would eventually pay that consultant $6.7 million bill, even though it was questioned by the then state auditor.
We flagged that invoice and actually did a fairly significant report about that exact company and that the $6.7 million that was paid to them when I was the auditor. And so to see that we are actually starting to recoup some of the money that was paid to them is great. The U.S. Attorney in this case, Ms. Johnson, is phenomenal, and kudos to her for really leaning into this and getting this finished up.
The Justice Administration approved the payment after answering questions raised by the auditor. McCuskey says there are safeguards in place now that might catch something like this from happening during recovery from recent major flooding. Horne faces no criminal charge and resolves the civil allegations it received improper payments. In Charleston, Bob Aaron, Eyewitness News.